Okay, so in terms of talking about the ADAS model, we've talked about each curve in isolation, but what we now want to do is kind of combine them together and also talk about the equilibrium. So in terms of the equilibrium, we can talk about two types. There's the equilibrium in the short run and the equilibrium in the long run. Okay, so the equilibrium in the short run, okay, this is basically where the aggregate demand and short-run aggregate supply cross each other. Okay, the intersection between these two curves. Now, what about the equilibrium in the long run? Okay, this one, again, is an intersection. Okay, it's where the aggregate demand, short-run aggregate supply, and long-run aggregate supply basically all cross. Okay, so it's the intersection point of all three curves. Okay, so what does that look like? What does that look like in terms of the graph? Okay, so what we need to do is, again, we start off, we draw the aggregate demand curve. Then the second curve, we drew the short-run aggregate supply. And then lastly, the long-run aggregate supply curve. Okay, and so where is the equilibrium in the long run? Well, it's simply where all these three curves cross. Okay, so we have here price level, here an amount of output, and that's going to be our long run equilibrium.